Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our podcast, Black Hall of Fame. Today, I have a very special guest with me. His name is Isavier Guyton. He is my best friend. He's a pioneer. He's a man of God. He's a philanthropist and owner and founder of Allen and Denise's Child. Everybody, welcome Isavier Guyton.
Thank you, thank you. Hello, hello. Good to be on the podcast with you today.
Yes, and you know you're actually my second episode because me and Leslie did one, and then I just really feel like the world needs to hear your story.
I appreciate you for taking time and having me. So
Yes.
definitely.
Okay, so first we're gonna get started, and I just kind of want you to introduce yourself to the world.
Okay, world.
Hello.
uh, like I said, my name's Xavier. People call me Isay, a combination of a lot of different things. But Xavier, I'm a Charlotte native by way of Savannah, Georgia, by way of Blythe, Arkansas. Kind of been all and around, but Charlotte's pretty much been home on and off. I always say where you went to elementary, middle school, high school at. So Charlotte's that. I really let me see my story. I don't know. I'm like I said, local here. I went to NC State, and then moved away for a couple of years. Came back really within the last probably 6, 7 years. Purchased a home and kind of settled down. And then I kind of started within the space of Allen and Denise Child during COVID. Crazy times there, and really trying to figure out how to navigate, the limited resources we really had at the time. So that's kind of how that really came about. But throughout that process, I've always kind of had my hands in different things. EYE Media Group, I started back in 2013, 2012. It was around when we graduated.
Mhm.
And that's been music based. So I do music. I write and produce. So it's a lot of beat making, production, publishing. So I've always had like my hands kind of in the ownership of that piece of things. So I feel like just the entrepreneurial spirit has just always been there. I mean, you kind of got to make your own way if you really want to do what you want to do. so,
Okay.
so, so that's kind of really been me. Like I said, in these last 6, 7 years, it's really just been navigating the different spaces, working through the different challenges of owning businesses, how you kind of navigate on, how you're pivoting, how you're going to change things. I've done a lot of different changes, a lot of cutbacks, a lot of add-ons. I've done a lot of different things. So I feel like that's kind of been me as I've gotten into my 30s and kind of settled down a little bit. I really just kind of owning that space and really pinpointing the I'm not it's not 100% figured out, but pinpointing kind of the route I really want to go as far as my business ventures really. So I say in a nutshell, that's me now. Like you said, family guy. I got tons of siblings, tons of nieces, tons of nephews, all of that above. I deal with them all the time. They are definitely high priority in my life. Uh, God first and foremost. I really low key guy. Honestly, I don't do too much crazy stuff no more. The days have passed, so really just I stay low. I get my bread and I mind my business.
No, I love that when you say that. I think one of the things I admire about you both is that you are a family man. Um, and you do put your family first and you show up for your family. And
Appreciate it.
um, you don't really see that around anymore. It's more so everyone is to themselves, figuring it out. And I just really admire that about you. So can you just tell everybody how we met?
Oh gosh. So we met back in God, don't. Okay. So we met
Oh
back in
six.
oh
It
six.
was oh six.
Okay, oh six. I was about to clock the age like 16. Dunkin' Donuts. We were both like just regular crew members at Dunkin'. It was a new location that opened up. We both got on pretty early in the new start, and I don't know. I can't remember the very first time we met. It was probably like not really much when we first met, but I knew after we started working together more, it was like we just clicked and we used to cut up in there. Yeah, we used to do whatever we wanted to in there. But yeah, that's kind of how we started. Like, and then found out you went to Vance, I went north, and a lot of our friends kind of knew each other. But yeah, it was those days of Dunkin's. We used to be at Dunkin' at what, like 5 a.m. like icing and
Listen,
donuts
but
and getting stuff together. And it's dark outside. We literally be in high school, just
oh
left the
my
club,
god.
going to Dunkin', like literally going to Dunkin'.
Okay, look, when we first met, yeah, everybody, we just clicked. Like, we're literally the same person. This is my very best friend. Like, we just click and we'd just be laughing and cutting up and just a breath of fresh air. Like, I just love the way you show up as a friend, too. Like, it makes a difference. But as far as like your work ethic and mine, align. You know
We
what I
was
mean?
working.
Like
We
we
worked.
were supervisors, man, whatever you want to call it at Dunkin' Donuts, and we was in there together, y'all. Literally, club let out at 3. We had to be at Dunkin' at 4:30, 5 o'clock.
Yes.
we giving
We faithful. We were faithful to that
and we
job, boy.
were so hard workers, and we did that for about 2 or 3 years until we both went to college. But I can say that you are one of my friends that, you know, we can do everything together. We probably went to the club together, went home, got dressed, and then
And went right
went to
back.
work.
Call you, you straight, you good, you made it, good. Like that's
And
it.
so it's just always been there. So I just appreciate the work ethic that you've had, like, since I met you, and it
Appreciate
hasn't
you.
changed. You know what I mean? Like, we just be in there together, like, come on, we got this.
We knew we was though two that's gonna show up for the ship.
That's
Like
it.
ain't
If we
nobody
got
else
each
show.
other.
We gonna show up for the ship. We gonna be in there icing them donuts by ourselves. We might play
Yes.
some music. We good though. It was always that.
Absolutely, yes, and I appreciate that. Sometimes my dad used to have to bring us away. He'd be waiting outside, be like,
Yeah.
"Thank you, Dad." He'd be like, "Y'all in here," and just being teenagers and just
Yeah. It was really
having that
dope.
work ethic. None of our friends was
Yeah.
doing that. Like, we had our own money, and we was just able to be successful at an early age because of our work ethic. So that's something I think a lot of times now when people see us, they just think things were handed, but we've been working since, well, really you was working before
I know.
Duncan. But
I
yeah,
know.
Duncan was pretty much,
But
we were 16, 17 and just trying to figure it out,
that's
just I think I only worked like 20 hours a week at the time, but y'all, whenever it was a shift open, we
we
were
working.
there.
We working there. We working.
And I think the owners there appreciated that, and they even like was offering us like managerial jobs afterwards. But
They
we
wanted us
already
to
had
stay.
a goal that we were going off to college. It was just for right then.
We needed to
Yes.
check then. It worked out, but yeah, we wasn't trying to stay there long time. I
Right.
think my mama definitely told me like, "Nah, you
Period.
not staying." So yeah,
Yes, mine
but great
too.
opportunity definitely to help us kind of just learn, being punctual places, having to
Hmm.
abide by schedule and rules and regulations, all
Yeah.
of that,
Yeah.
plays into
Yeah. And dealing with a team.
that part because people ain't the easiest.
Yes.
Many a stories there. That's another
That's
episode.
another. Yes. Okay. So, what would you say the biggest challenge you've overcame?
Biggest challenge I've overcome, just in general, in life.
Well, we could say this year,
Oh,
2025.
this year. Let's see. This year has been a crazy, interesting year. I think for me, this year probably I really overcame my fear of like my recommitment to God. I think, in a
Mm.
sense, because I rejoined or I joined the church at the top of the year, and it was intentional this year to say I wanted to be more involved, and I really wanted to get more in tune. I think for a long time I had like one foot in, one foot out type of situation, and I come from a church family, Baptist, Southern Baptist, deacons, granddaddy, pastor, all of that. But I think a lot of the past situations kind of made me look at church a little differently. So as I became a young adult and it was my choice, I did church kind of in my terms. And as I've kind of gotten older and just things have transpired, I mean, you need God, first and foremost.
Amen.
And I feel like that was my intention this year was to really just up my relationship and up my involvement and get out of the fear of committing and having people hold you accountable to that commitment. I think that
Mm.
was a thing where, once you say you're doing it, people looking at you like
Mhm.
you saying you following this, well, how you showing up. So I think this year was probably that for me, really getting over that fear of recommitment and really showing others that I'm committed to God there.
I love that. I feel like it's a never-ending journey when it comes to your relationship with God
Yeah.
because it changes based on the circumstance and the experiences that you have. And I feel that way too this year. Like, just with a lot of grief and loss has brought me closer to God because you can't rely on self or anybody else around you. And I think a lot of the times we look to somebody like, help me, but
Yeah.
really they have their own things going on. You really just have to understand that. So that's why God say, cast your burdens onto me.
You're exactly
So yes, and I agree too. I go to church every Sunday too, but being dedicated to the word and really understanding the teachings, I think have been big for me this year, like attending Bible study and just like, just knowing the word for myself, writing it on the tablets on my heart and really not just being able to utter it, but like understand the real stories of the Bible. Like
right.
it's never ending, I feel like.
It's a history book. It
Yes,
really is.
literally. So,
Mhm.
yes, I agree with that. And I love that too. Okay. So, what do you think? So, we talked about family a little bit. What would you say, like, the best advice that you received from your mom and your dad?
Mm. Oh, the best advice I received from my mom was probably along the lines of don't rely on people for anything.
Mm,
And it sounds like really like dang, but I appreciate that because it allowed me to realize you do have to show up for yourself, and no one else is guaranteed to show up for you.
mm-hmm,
Mom, daddy, brother, sister, husband, wife, whoever.
mm-hmm.
No one's guaranteed, right? So you kind of have to align yourself to be able to show up for yourself, and that means really not being dependent on a lot of the other extenuations that you might be dependent on for what other people might be dependent on.
Mm-hmm.
And so that just becomes with being independent and kind of knowing how to navigate life for real,
Mm-hmm.
and learning how to solve your own
That's
problems and
it.
not having to call somebody else when you get in a jam and a pickle, as they say, or whatever. Like that's literally what I feel like she meant by that, and I think she raised me to kind of show me that and put me in position to kind of have to fend for myself. And whether it was deliberate or not, it did mold me to take things into my own hand. And even in my adult life with my friends, family, I still do that now. So I feel
Mm-hmm.
like that was just always in me. Like, yeah, don't. People will let you down time and time again,
Mm-hmm.
and you will be out here looking stupid. And so it's just like to avoid that. Like
Right.
I'm from shame. Do it one time, shame on you.
Yeah.
Twice, okay. Like so
Yeah.
after that, it's like yeah. After seeing it a couple times, you realize like yeah, let me just do it for myself,
You're
and
right.
then I won't let myself down.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like so that was her. Um, my dad. I don't know. Let me see, because this man used to tell me a lot of stuff, and he was a character. But I feel like my dad taught me very early um, to question everything.
Mm-hmm.
He taught me never to take anybody else's answer for what. If you have a question on it or if you feel a certain way, it's valid. Ask it, probe at it. And I'm very inquisitive, and I used to annoy people with it. But I feel like a lot of people don't ask things and they walk around not knowing.
That's so true.
And I feel like it's a simple just say,
Right.
hey, I need help or I need
Right.
understanding.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't do that. But I'm very comfortable at doing that. I'm
Mm-hmm.
very comfortable at just going into a situation I have nothing about and figuring it out in that regard. But yeah, definitely I think that was important because you get told so much, and as kids, especially back in the day, and today is a little different. But back in the day, it was like you just did what you was told.
That's it.
And there wasn't no questioning
Yeah.
it. So if they
Right.
tell you that the sky is purple, you better say yes, ma'am, no, sir, and you better move on about your day. So I
Exactly.
think for me, that was refreshing because he did not my dad's Southern Baptist, like I said, whole family, and very much into the Lord and God. And I would question the Bible and things, and I would blatantly say things that like I just does not make no sense. And he just he's like, you can question it all day long. He was like, I have questions. Everybody got questions. He said, but it's up to you to believe or not. He said, but your questions, if you have questions, God's not scared of your questions. So you ask him. So I feel like that's just in life, honestly. So I'll say probably just him saying, question everything. Don't just settle for what people are telling you, whether it's the way to live, the way your life should look, any of that. You question everything. So
I agree that I agree with that because you're not blindsided. Like, and then it sometimes, even with children, like Leslie can say something. I'm like, you know what? Let's go look it up because I probably was told something at your age,
exactly.
and it's not even right. Like, let's
Exactly.
revisit this. So I appreciate that. And then yeah, like with your mom, the independence, I can see that. Like you're. You don't need nobody for anything. Like you gotta figure it out. If you can't figure it out, you're gonna do as much research as possible, and you're gonna get it done. Yes, I love that. Okay, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about traveling because I feel like that's one of your like big things that you do all the time. Like since I've known you, I can't even say it just started. Um, some of your experiences. Well, I'll let you share your experiences with like going out the country, but I think the biggest one when we first met was Costa Rica. Your travel to Costa Rica, but just speak a little bit to travel, and you do solo traveling mostly, 90% of
Yes.
the time. And so, like, just speak to that and the importance of going outside of your hometown.
Mm. Yeah, so for me, I mean, I started traveling very early. My mom and dad split very early. And so my dad is from Arkansas, my mom's from Charlotte area. So, I used to visit back and forth and they put me on a plane first time, I believe, when I was 5. And so that was like my first little experience of just kind of, doing the traveling piece of it. And then my dad was in the army and we used to move around, and I mean, they lived in Germany for a while. Like you kind of just saw like just the different environments, right?
Right.
And it just kind of came normal. Like
Right.
I went to a different school every year for the first 8 years of my school education, I think it was, before I stayed at the same school for 2 years in a row. Like so, every year you think about it,
Yeah.
you just used to being a new kid. You
Right.
just used to um, as far as the traveling piece, I kind of look at it like that. It's one of those things where a lot of people don't travel because they're scared to. I have family who never left Arkansas, Blytheville, Arkansas. They never will. I have certain family who never left Charlotte area. They never will. And it's not because they don't want to. It's just because they're scared to. And I don't know. I just feel like the questioning thing comes
Yeah.
with me. This can't be it.
Right.
This
Right.
gotta be something else going on.
Gotta be.
So for me, it's always been let's see what everybody else doing, what's
Right.
going on, and I think for me, college when I was at NC State kind of trickled into my degree, and then that's what really brought the international. I didn't really. I don't think I grew up like I want to travel the world type, but I think after going to school and like getting educated on different cultures and religions and all these different things, it was like, okay, well, I want to go see about some of this stuff for myself and see
Right.
what's going on. And so that's when I did the Costa Rica trip. That was my first international trip, and I stayed there for 3 months. And we stayed with a host family, and they barely spoke English. And I remember the first night I cried because it was so shocking. Like,
Right.
what are we doing?
For three
Like,
months,
what are we
90
doing?
days.
And I gotta do this for 3 months. This is my first night. I mean,
Right.
it was a lot, but it taught me so much about myself, and it
Okay.
taught me that it taught me that you are a fighter in a situation where you need to fight, and it taught me that survival mode kicks in on all of us when we need to. That those instincts, it just works out. I don't
Right.
even know how to explain it. It's just it's really crazy when you think, how am I gonna survive this or manage this or deal with this, and then as it's taking place and it's happening, you see, and you're like, man, like, okay, I'm a month and a half through this and I'm actually straight, I'm
Yeah.
having a good time.
Right.
I'm 2 months through this, I don't want to go home.
Right.
So
Something else, right?
so I think that to me that opened up the biggest uh, aspect of myself where I was like, you know what? Okay, I can do this.
Okay.
And then after that, it was like, oh yeah, I'm finna go everywhere I can go. I think I had got my passport right when we turned 18, and I was
Mm.
just ready. But I didn't go
Mhm.
nowhere for like 4 years after
Yeah.
that. But
You had it.
I was ready. Like I was so ready, and I
Okay.
just feel like that's always been my mindset. Like it's a lot of world,
Mhm.
it's a lot of places and people and things, and I'm just so used to kind of being moved around like that. I feel like that's just how I like to navigate. Like I'm surprised I've been in one place as long as I've been in here,
Yeah.
like this long. I've never stayed in a place this long in my adult life.
Mm.
And I mean, things have changed, right? We get older, you settle down a little bit. But as far as just like the monotony of like the same repetitiveness, I
Mhm.
don't
Right.
care for that, right? So I do have to shake it up, and I feel like that's the traveling piece. When you
Mm.
shake it up and you go somewhere, you ain't gonna speak the language. Going to Africa, just coming back from Africa, they speaking French. I don't speak no French.
Right.
I don't know what the hell they talk about.
Right.
I don't know what's going on actually,
Right.
but you gotta
Figure
navigate
it
in it
out.
and you
Mhm.
survive it and
Yeah.
you learn how to communicate with people,
Right.
and it's a lot of pointing and it's a lot, but that's the beauty of people.
Yeah.
We've been communicating for centuries since the beginning of time.
Right.
We've been communicating, and that's just how it is. Like you can't go anywhere and you're not gonna not survive
Mhm.
unless you just don't try, I
Right.
guess. But I think a lot of people are scared of that. A lot
Mm.
of my family, they're always like, you're going over there and it's safe in a lot of those countries than it is over here.
Well, speaking of safety, can you give us at least two travel tips when you traveling by yourself or yeah.
um so when you're traveling by yourself, definitely I would say number one, give somebody a location.
Yes.
Let them track you. So for me, Dom got my location when I go
Yes.
places. My mom has mine. Um, just so they know what's going on in case something happened crazy or they can't get in contact with you. Let somebody have your location. I usually let people know like where I'm at
Yeah.
as far as where I'm staying.
Right.
If I have an itinerary, like here's the itinerary. So at least you got some points so
Okay.
to know.
This is where I'm supposed to
So
be.
if I'm don't come back,
Right. This way.
start here. So that's number one. I would say
Okay.
never just go somewhere. And
Yeah.
I love to travel alone, but I never just go anywhere. Um, and two, I would say, hmm, I would say probably just make sure you always carry your travel documents on. Make sure you back up your travel documents on a device or whatever, iCloud, whatever.
Mhm.
Make sure it's there and possibly just send it or email it to somebody back home. I've been in situations where I've lost my passport and had to do the embassy and had to go and get everything situated, and the embassy didn't even have where I could put my phone and stuff, and I had to leave my phone and tablet. It got stolen. I mean, it was a whole situation where no one knew what was going on, where I
Right.
was at, and if I just would have had my stuff scanned to where it was like on my phone or my tablet, I
Mhm.
wouldn't have had it on me, and I would have
Mhm.
never misplaced it. But live and learn. But yeah, I would definitely say scan it onto like a cloud, and then I just emailed mine to myself, and
Yeah.
then like a few people, so that way they at least got the
Yeah.
copies. But I never carry it around on me anymore. The moment I get done from the airport, it is sealed and it's in the safe. It's in
Mhm.
my bag that doesn't leave the room or whatever. Like it's
Mhm.
no longer on me.
Yeah.
Even in Airbnbs, I've hid it in the Airbnb
Yeah.
just so if somebody, that's my paranoia, if somebody come up there,
Okay.
they don't know where it's at. But yeah, I would definitely say don't carry it around.
Yeah.
Don't.
No, that's a good
It's,
tip.
it's just not gonna. It's never good to carry it around because if you lose that, you don't want to have to deal with the embassy. You don't want to have to deal with all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely those some stuff too. I would say.
I love that. When I think to traveling by yourself, I mean, it's a little different with men and women, but pretty much the same premise, Um, and just seeing the world for yourself with your own eyes. Like, what would you say was the best country that you visited, or are you looking forward to any upcoming travels, international?
Um. So, I mean, I've had some great times in a lot of places. Um. I love Amsterdam. The
Okay.
vibe. It was like New York but European.
Okay.
Um. I like um, Central America. Costa Rica's probably my favorite place
Okay.
to go, and that's ultimately probably where I will say I'm retired and I've got my checks. They're here.
Yeah.
And that's just probably
Yeah.
the simplicity of their culture. They call it Tika time. Like it's so laid back. They don't wear watches. They don't. It's very much me how I
Yeah.
act in life and how I don't care to go by schedules most of the time. And that there's so many different beauties there, mountains, beaches, I mean all of that. Just recently in Senegal, I mean I love the history
Mm.
of that, and exploring more of Africa. That's pretty much what I think that's kind of like my next set of trips is not necessarily, my next trip is gonna be that Rio trip for my birthday, but
Okay, yes, Rio.
but as far as like how we did Africa and it was like really elaborate and we went
Yeah.
to like I want to do more deeper in Africa. I
Okay.
think she just came out once and said she's going to Cape Town
Mm.
next. But yeah, I want to do more of that because I feel like Africa was one place that it wasn't what I expected in a good and bad way. I guess like I just thought I was just gonna see black folks. And I don't know why. I just felt like it was gonna be black, black
Right.
down, like black
What my
down.
people?
And I mean, it was, but also where we were, it was like, okay, like it's a lot of Europeans here,
Yeah.
and they speak French, so obviously that's who colonized them. Like
Yeah.
it's a little different, but it's similar to here, and
Okay.
it's like, oh,
The
well,
expectation
I
was
thought it was
different.
gonna be a little different. I thought it was gonna be like Atlanta everywhere, but
Okay.
but yeah, I just want to explore more areas, and I know I only went to 0.01% of the whole continent,
Right.
but I want to
It's a
explore
starting point.
more deep depths
Yeah.
of it and just kind of get a better feel for different areas. But I would say yeah, that's probably looking forward to though, and then like getting like Asia, I have not even touched
Mm.
any of
Okay.
that area, so I feel like those are kind of like as I we sitting with this grown up money nowadays,
Period.
so.
We work hard. We've been working hard for a long time.
So we can take some more nice trips. So yeah, I feel like that as I look forward to because I tell myself you should be able to take yourself. Me personally, I say tell myself you should be able to take yourself on a nice elaborate week and a half trip at least twice a year. That's just for me
Yeah.
personally. Like every 6 months, you should be able to do that
Right.
for yourself, right? So for me, yeah, looking forward to those next years. I'm like, yeah, I just want to. I think the like craziest places you can think of, I want to go.
Period.
That's where I'm at.
Yes. Speaking of crazy. No, I'm just playing.
Oh God,
No.
no. Okay.
Let's switch it up a bit. We're gonna talk about dating
Oh.
in the city of Charlotte.
Oh,
Okay. So, yeah. What would you say the dating scene for the people that may not know, or they actually may be in the city of Charlotte? Like, what would you say dating is like in the city of Charlotte? For we are millennials, so for our age group.
So from like when millennial cut off, like is it
Don't get me that. I know
like
it's like early 90s. It's from like
like
82
90?
to like early 90s. I want to say 93.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 93 or 4. Anyway, um, dating in Charlotte for a millennial. I don't know how it is for everybody else coming out here because it's a lot of different things happening. But I will say it's interesting because it's like we in this age group. We're in this gap where we're like the middle kids, is how like the middle child, like J. Cole said. Like we're the middle kid.
Period.
Like
Shout out to Cole.
shout out Greenville. Um, we in the middle, like we're not with the YNs, right? We're not trying to
Right.
be with the 18 and the early 20s. We didn't did that and done that, but we not quite 40 plus just yet. Like we can party with them, but we ain't really
Right.
on that yet. So it's like there's not really many spaces for like our demographic to really get together, converse. They try to do certain things, but then again, it don't really be for us, right? And I think that's the challenging thing in Charlotte is that there are a lot of things that are happening, but it's not necessarily targeted to our community. And then when they do do some things that might be targeted is kind of limited. I feel like where it might be limited in space, limited in time.
Yeah.
It's on a weekday where ain't nobody trying to,
That's so
So
true.
it's just be like it's just trying to navigate like what spaces you want to you be in, and then it's also hard because the spaces, I'm at the point where I don't go to the club for real, right?
Right.
So I'm not meeting, and I'm not even if I do go for whatever reason, I'm not trying to meet nobody there for real
Right.
because what are we talking about in the club?
Right.
I already know how that ends up. Like we ain't
Right.
even on that. And so he's like, okay, yeah, you want to meet somebody and doing things you do now and doing, and it's like it's just hard to find a niche of where we hang out. And a lot of people, from what I gather around our age, don't really do a lot of things in
Right.
Charlotte. They leave and go elsewhere because the demographic ain't really here for
Yeah.
us. So it's a struggle bus. I don't know. Like,
I know.
it's a struggle bus. Like, you either got to go young or go how old. Like, the
That's me.
cougars out here now. The cougars out here. The cougars out here for any man or woman. Don't get me wrong. They are in the city. They
They
want
ready.
you. And I love going into the room and being the youngest thing. Like, I
Okay, they
love
be
it.
on you.
But, that's just fun.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
But yeah, as far as
Yes.
for us, yeah, I feel like it's just not Charlotte. Definitely, I think the lack of like things for our group, I think is where you kind of run into the struggle. And I mean, I'm not saying there's not valuable people out here that you can meet. It's just the challenge is like where to meet them at. Like a lot of times, I feel like people always say they just meet people in passing work or certain associations because there's not really a place they can go outside of those things to really know I can meet other people like me. Remember when they used to do Live After 5?
Yeah, now that was a good
That
time
was a
at the Epic
time
Center.
that
Yeah.
made sense, but we
Yeah.
don't got nothing like that.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, like finding those spaces because like you said, I meet somebody at the store every day. I feel like just about gas station every time. But like you said, is it what you're looking for?
Right.
Is it?
And y'all women, it's easier.
Yeah,
Y'all
just
gonna
be at the
meet.
gas.
Y'all
It
gonna,
don't even
a
matter.
guy's gonna always come up to you.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like you have to. The only way you meet is like in passing by. So that's
Yeah.
why I was talking to some guys and they was like, I was like, yeah, like the gas station, like the top place to holler. And they was like, what? And I was like, yeah, like that's. You're there standing together pumping
Right.
gas. There's nothing else happening. That's the quickest time to say, hey, what's your
Yeah.
name? How
Yeah.
you doing? It's that simple. But you kind of have to do that because when else you gonna
Yeah,
meet
somebody.
that person that you know what
Yeah.
I'm saying, and even have that enough time to even say that much,
That's true. Cause yeah, I meet somebody at gas station. The grocery store is a big place, but then they end up being my neighbor, and that's a whole. Yeah, but yeah, I think Charlotte can do better in that arena. Like especially like live music. I think that would be something that would be big
with our bands.
with our bands.
'Cause
With
we do it, but we have it like
culturally,
one
yeah.
or two a year, and it's like, well,
You're right.
okay.
If it was like every Friday night, like I know the Ritz used to do some type of jazz.
And
And
then what was it? Blue? Was it blue? Was it blue? Not Blue Notes.
where?
Where am I thinking? Sydney's.
Oh yeah,
They used to do
that
it.
was nice.
They used to do it too.
Wow, you took it back.
I know, right? I was like, yeah. But like, I
Okay.
used to love that. Like,
Yes.
it was a good vibe.
Right.
And it was like perfect for young, mid, young to older, mature. Like,
Yeah.
that's what it gave. It didn't give no young nutness. It wasn't no rowdiness going
Yeah.
on. Like, it was, and I feel like that's what most of us 30 plus to, really 30 plus, because ain't nobody everybody over 30 trying to chill and have a good time. Ain't nobody trying to do no more of that
Yeah.
rah.
That's
None of
so
that.
true.
And so I feel like if you had more stuff to cater to that, like I said, for us and our kind of like mixed it up with the trap karaoke's and those type
Yeah.
of things to where it will bring out us.
Yeah.
And I think Charlotte would. It's plenty of people here,
Right,
but
right.
we don't ever have the events to bring the people together to actually make it
Right.
worthwhile. Versus you can go to DC or
Oh
Atlanta.
my gosh, I love DC.
Or,
Shout out to DC.
or any of these other cities and meet people
Yeah,
like
right now.
literally like on the spot. The moment you get off the airplane,
Right there at the
you're
airport,
meeting people,
literally.
like, and I'm
and
like,
they got
yeah.
something for us to do. Like
Yeah, so I feel like that's the lacking part of Charlotte. Like,
Yeah.
it has everything else checked out, but it's like the culture of the uh what I'm trying to say, the culture of life for mid to young adults and
Yeah.
your early 30s to like it's just barely existent.
Yeah.
Very
I know.
few.
Few and far between, okay? Yeah. I mean, yeah, Charlotte has a lot of work to do in that area overall, but my favorite spot 5400. So shout out to
54,
them.
54 been around now. They gonna always, but see, 54, we going in there. We the youngest thing in there.
Yeah,
We're
we're
not.
definitely
They're
the
not the
youngest.
old heads.
Yeah.
They're like
Mhm.
we're the young chickens that
Yeah.
they are on, and like yeah, it
Yeah.
feels great. Like yeah,
Yeah,
come
it's
on.
a good time,
But
but
like I
still, if
said,
you're trying to start a family, you're
yeah,
not.
you want to meet somebody in your age
Yeah.
bracket, you ain't going to 54. Cause you're not gonna meet them there.
They're not there. That's a fact.
I'm done.
Yes. Okay. So, one of the things I do want to highlight on the podcast is brands that you use every day. So, is there a certain brand that you currently use that you may want to give a shout out or you want to tell people about?
Oh, a brand, like a
Yes,
product of any
a
kind.
product of any kind.
What do I be using? Um, I don't necessarily know if it's a. I'm not gonna shout out a brand because it ain't a
Okay.
really a. I don't, and I ain't. Yeah, I ain't. They ain't paying me, so let me just.
Not yet, friend. Okay, we're trying to get
Let me just
it.
hush. But I will promote what I can say I use like every day. Well, whoever make the raw cocoa butter or the raw
Yes.
coconut oil,
Okay.
the raw coconut oil, the coconut butter, and the shea.
Okay.
I use that every day. So
Okay. I
whoever the
love
maker
coconut.
of those, you got my love and my skin. Thanks.
Period. Period. And we need it. Okay. And it's cold.
Yeah, look, it's chappy season right now. You better make sure you get right, heavy duty.
Okay.
You can't use coconut oil no more because it's too
No.
cold. You
Yeah.
need to put that shea on now. And you can mix the coconut with the shea.
Period. Okay.
But you better not come out here just with that
No.
oil because you're gonna be ashy
Okay,
about.
you remember back in the day, our parents used to have us oiled up. You better
Yeah.
not come
And
outside.
it's funny because I feel like most females be like, you really moisturize. And I be like, but
Yes.
yeah, like you
Thank
got
you.
to. Like,
Thank you.
gotta. I be like, I go to bed slick. Like,
Sliding out the shit. Don't have silk sheets now.
right. But
No, it's
yeah,
important.
but yeah, I would say that's probably like that. I religiously do that day and
Okay.
night. So
Okay, nice. Okay, and let's get into business a little bit. Allen and Denise's Child, you said it was founded during COVID. What would you say was your greatest win with their company?
uh, so I mean, I had a lot of wins. I feel like, and definitely in a short time because it was a lot going on with COVID, and
Facts.
we was
Okay.
just moving.
Trying to
But
figure it out.
it was looking back. It was like it was kind of fun. It was just crazy. But look, you say that now. But I'd say the biggest win for me probably was the Goodwill contract I got.
Okay. Yes.
For a year, I was able to partner with them, and I was just on some know who you know and who you
Yeah.
can grease palms
Connections.
with and
Yes.
just worked out. But I would say that was probably one of the that let me know like okay, like you can really do some stuff and have some consistency. I would say that probably was one of the biggest ones.
I love that. And yeah, Goodwill. Look, Goodwill was major in Charlotte, and they do so much for the community also. So I think that was a good partnership for you because I know even when we was like 16 or 17, you and I used to volunteer at the crisis. It was only us on a Saturday because we know we had to get these community service hours
Right.
to even get into college. Like that was major. So you've
Yeah.
always been within the community, like giving a helping hand philanthropy. I know it's one of like your biggest things that you want to be known for.
Yeah.
So I think that's amazing. Speaking of what do you want to be known for? I know you have the EYE legacy. So what do you think? What do you want your legacy to be?
Hmm. I'll be thinking about that now a lot more. I feel like as I've gotten older, right?
Okay.
But I don't know. I think for me, I used to be like, I want my name in lights, and I need everybody to know, and it's a star.
Period. Because you're a star,
I
best
feel
friend.
like that's me though. That is me, right?
Yes.
But I don't have to display it in the same way I think that
Yeah.
I used to want to display it.
Okay.
Now I'm very more secure with me to be okay with taking a step back and being behind the scene.
Okay.
Shoot, they make more money usually
Right.
anyway. But
That
but
part.
I think for me, I just want to be. I want to be remembered for somebody who made people feel good.
Mm.
I want to. I think when we was in Africa, we kind of did the last night. We did like the group. Everybody, we didn't know each other before, right? So we just talking, and it was more so. This one lady kind of started going around, and she just was saying to everybody like what she was thankful for them as far
Mm.
as their presence in the week.
Mm.
And she, when she got to me, she was like, "Your spirit just is like a light," and she was like, "You, no matter what we were doing or what, like." You say something, you'll laugh, you just light up the room. And I just thought about it. I was like, that's
Wow.
what I want to be remembered for. I want to make people feel good. I want people to feel better being around me than they might have did before they ran into me.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I work on when I deal with people because it's hard to
Navigate.
always do
Yeah.
that with people because they will push those buttons.
Yeah.
But I think yeah, overall, like when people really assess my life, I don't think I care about how many countries I've been to or
Mhm.
how much, how many businesses I started or
Yeah.
none of that. I just want people to remember like he was a good guy and he was stood by his
Yeah.
word. He made me feel good. I feel like
Yeah.
because that's what you remember usually from when people pass. You don't remember the things you think you remember. You always remember how you felt around that person
Mhm.
and like those memories that may be tied to other events, but it's usually like that. How do I feel around that person? And
Mhm.
so I feel like yeah, just being somebody that people can truly say when you are not around that they actually enjoyed you being around.
Mhm.
I think that's a flex.
Yeah. No, it really is. And you are a light friend. Like, I swear, I'll be like, I gotta talk to you every day, like best friend. I'm going through it, all the highs and lows, and you just always have good advice, or just like a listening ear where you just never judge, and just like you said, being reliable too. Because I think that's the biggest thing, being a man of your word. Like, never have to question. Like even Leslie, like Zay gonna do it. she
And
he
Leslie gonna hold
ready,
me accountable, and
yes,
I
and
already
it's
know.
like, and she know, and like having good examples of how men should show up. Like I appreciate that too because children need that. Like outside of their family, well, you are family, but you know what I mean? Outside of the people that you see on a daily basis, children need to know how people are supposed to show up for and what it looks like because sometimes people can just be talking your head off about what they can do for you and but when I really need you, where are you
The
at?
action, right? The action.
Yeah, are you a person of action?
Well,
you
love
know?
is an action word. So
Literally, and it's a
I
behavior.
mean,
Yes.
that's why I think that too. Like I said, like I'm not big on like a lot of I love yous and all of that. I mean, I
Mm.
am, but I'm not. My mom and them were just old school, right? So it's just you show people,
Okay.
and then you don't have to question it when someone shows you. You know when somebody love you when they show you
Mm.
that they love you
That's so true.
for whatever. So
Yeah.
I think that's the biggest thing. And I mean, everybody's different. Some people do need to actually, you got to lay it out so they
Yeah.
know. But I think for the most part,
I
right,
love you.
like hello, you got it. But I think for the most part, now when you just show up for people and you show consistency in
Yeah.
whatever it might be, I feel like that's the most appreciative thing there because, like I said, people are used to getting let down more than they are not.
Mm.
So if I can be the person where you're not let down by one less person
Right.
in your life, then I
Mm-hmm.
feel like that's the win, right?
No, I love that. Yeah, I love that. What do you think? So I know you're from Charlotte, and things are changing all around Charlotte. Nothing
It
looks
ain't the
the
704.
same.
It ain't the old 704 no more.
um, but growing let's just take it back a little bit. Like going, so you're from Charlotte, went off to went to North Mac High School, and then went off to North Carolina State University.
Wolfpack.
And so like just talk about that experience and the expectation after graduating because you got 2 degrees from there, right?
Yeah.
Talk your talk, friend.
Uh, so, so yeah, when we graduated, it was like school was it. Like we didn't have no really no plan B. It wasn't
No,
no
that was
nothing
our
else.
only.
It was
We're going
like
off to school.
we're gonna go to school because that's what our parents knew we were gonna do, right?
Yes.
And um, I don't know. I think that's why we got along so well. We never had a problem with being academic, like as
Right.
far as doing work
Always
and
the smartest in the
like, yeah, we're gonna
class.
do the work.
You
So,
had a million scholarships.
so I think like it just worked out, right? That's
Yeah.
we just fell in line with that. But I don't know, like going to college. I wasn't the first in my family to go to college, but I think no one explained it to me. Like I was the first immediate, I guess. Like now my siblings, my older siblings, nobody had went, So it was like I was the first like of my immediate like little family, mom and
Right.
dad, children. But bless you.
Thank you.
But I got my uncle went, my cousins went, like, but I think no one explained really like the struggles of college
Okay.
for a student. You need money.
Okay. The
Um,
people need money.
these kids ain't out here eating every
Yes.
day. I remember, and like I'll tell it now, and I mean my family will laugh, and well, you could have. Yeah, y'all say that now, but in the thicket of when
When
it
I
was
needed
going
it.
down, no, you were not. And it's not even that you were not. It's just that to understand that it's a everyday struggle. I'm not gonna
Yes.
be able to call you every single day
Yeah.
for every single thing. That's
Right.
we're out on your own figuring it out, and you also have things going on in your own life. So
Right.
why would that be the expectation? But I feel like that experience it just put a little bit more hustle in me to realize
Yeah.
like you gotta really grind this
Yeah. No, for
because
real.
I mean once I moved off campus and those bills and I started working and I'm like okay like and then by the time I almost got done with school I was so checked out because I'm working two jobs, I'm trying to
And going to school
survive.
and being on a dean's list, like it's a lot. Doing my
So
best.
I was at the last end of
Yeah.
like I just did not care no more. Give me my job and let me start making full time money
Right.
because I'm over this. But I feel like no one tells you about those struggles as far as like maintaining your life while in school. It's hard, and if you don't got, I went to state. It ain't the Chapel Hill or the Dukes, right? It's regular folks. They on state education. They on scholarships. Them white folks ain't got as much money as you think they got,
Right.
and they had to figure out a lot of that too. A lot of my friends were figuring it out too, working, trying to. They might have had a better setup where they might not have been on student loans,
Right.
which what can you do?
Right.
But as far as having to navigate and work and figure out how we paying for this and cut that meal plan off and do that, like
Boy.
that's everybody, right? And
Yeah.
that's a part that no one talks about. You just think I'm going to school and everything's taken care of for the next 4 years. I'm good. That is not the case. You
Right.
gotta pay for this. You gotta
Yeah.
pay for that. And if stuff don't get paid, they will kick you out
Right.
and quick, fast, in a hurry.
Right.
So for me, I think like I went to school. I did the double major, but I went to school like the summers, and I was in summer school every year to get that check
Okay.
because
I was not
I
coming home.
needed it. I needed it for one to survive, but I knew I
Yeah.
wasn't coming back home.
Yeah.
I was like, you might as well just stay, figure it
Figure out.
out. I stayed in the student dorms, and when I got my apartment, I was like, yeah, I'm paying rent here. Why would I go home?
Right.
I'm gonna stay here, and
Yeah.
that was just that. But I feel like no one talks to you about like that challenge of it, and then just after graduation, you're thinking you're about to make all this money and and you about to
They
be rolling in the
lied.
dough and all this
Where's
stuff
that?
and it took me when okay what you graduated a year early so I graduated in 2012. It took me all of probably a good 7 to 9 years to really get where I'm like yeah
This is why I went
this
to
makes
school.
sense now.
Okay.
This makes sense.
Yeah.
7 to 9 years after, they was telling us it was day one.
Yeah, no, literally. And then you even went back to get your master's too. So that's in the midst of those 7
Going
to
back
9
to
years.
still try to get the more
Right.
that I was looking for because I wasn't. It
Right.
wasn't making sense. And yeah, like no one tells you that. Like
Right.
you, and then a lot of these kids think that now. Like
Right.
they don't want to do these jobs.
It's
So they're like,
important.
no, I want to come in already doing X, Y, Z. And no one really explains that. No, you gonna have to work up no matter what you
Yes.
start in, no matter what degree you got.
Absolutely.
You are literally gonna have to always start at the bottom.
Always.
Unless you just know somebody that's high up already, that's a different story.
Yeah.
But as far as the average Joe, your
Yeah.
mom and daddy just some modest folks, and you don't come from no extra, you got to work up, and it's gonna take time. And I think if somebody would have sat me down and explained that a little bit more, I wouldn't have been chasing job after job, money
Right.
after money. It's people still doing that now. People still doing that until they retire. They
Right.
chasing the next big check. Yeah, you can, but it's always gonna be a start over process. You always gotta
Right.
work up.
Right.
And if you keep doing that, do you build a career really, or are you just chasing a job? You
Chasing the
know.
money. Yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I agree. Because even at Fayetteville State, it was the same situation where, I mean, I was grateful. Friendship, I'm a member of Friendship Missionary Baptist Church, and they used to send care packages for us, every month. And I was grateful, like snacks, perishable snacks, like,
yes.
because when the calf closed, you're hungry. You don't have no extra money. And we only had like Subway on campus at the time. Now and they've redone it and everything like
Now
that.
they all up there.
But yeah, now everybody has all the restaurants and things like that, and it's DoorDash and things available. But like when we were there, if you didn't eat the calf food, you gotta wait till the morning until it opens again.
Yep. Because you didn't have no funds
You did.
to go. I used to go to Burger King every night after I would get off my job, because I would get off. I worked at the C store. I would get off
Yeah.
so late, everything be closed already.
Right.
Right. So then I would go to Burger King because it was on my way home, and I knew exactly what 3 items to get, and it was like $3 and some change, and I literally had that every time that I went there to get. Like that was my meal. Like that was
Right.
the everyday. This is what I'm eating, and I tell somebody like, "Well, why use it?" Because that's all I had money for. I
Right.
ain't have no money for nothing else.
Right.
I literally had to stretch. A $20 bill had to go all week.
Okay.
Do you understand what it means to eat off $20 for a week?
Okay. You figured it out. Period. And yeah, like you said, being really first generation
Yeah.
college students,
Yeah.
I now tell people, like, give your parents grace and give the people around you grace, but also let them know what's going on, because they don't know. If you're the first one in the family to do it,
They don't have any
they
idea.
don't know what's going
And
on.
I think that's what I didn't realize. I
Yeah.
thought they just knew.
Yeah,
I
and
mean,
they
no
just-
one knew. We didn't
Right,
know.
right.
We were just figuring it out too. So no, but yeah, you just think like, oh, they're gonna look out, and they thought they probably were looking out the
Right.
best way they could. But looking back, it's like, no, y'all had no idea, and really, you did kind of just leave me. Like,
Yep.
it was more so like here, you're here, and
Yeah.
I don't think my people came back until I graduated. Like it's 2 hours up the road.
Where you at? No, but I think overall college taught me like the discipline of, like you said, navigating, figuring things out. Because yes, going to school, doing your best, but also having a job, 2 jobs at some points to try to figure
3
it
times,
out.
some jobs. 3 jobs is a little
She's
stint.
low key, because you be like work study too. You added to it, but yeah, we made it through. Like you said, we both graduated, Dean's List, summa cum laude. All
Well,
of
Don,
those.
you graduated Dean's List now.
Okay,
I
friend.
didn't. I started with Dean's List, but by the time I'm gonna just tell all my truth. By the time I got out, I was just C's got degrees. Okay, C's got degrees. I was just trying to get done.
Period. You got done. You got your degree on the line. Period. So yeah, that's funny. Period. Well, yeah, and like you said, the expectation after school, because at first I went to school for psychology, and they was like,
That is
"Oh,
right.
you only gonna make 20,000 coming out." I
gotta switch
hurry
your
up,
stuff.
switched it to
I did
business.
architecture. I was thinking I was gonna design the building, and they told me 10 years, and I said, "Oh no,
I was
get
not
me
trying
out
to.
of
I
here."
was like, okay, can I do business right now? I was like, shit. Even with that, working, it was like you said.
Yeah. You just don't know about the intricacies of it all,
Yes.
right? And I mean, unless you got somebody that is around your age that has done it, you know
Yeah.
what I'm saying, and they can really, it's one of those things like trying to tell somebody about life. Like,
Yeah.
you can't tell
Just
them
live a
until
little
they go.
longer.
Yeah,
What
until
the
they
old
go
people
through
say, live a little longer.
it. Exactly. So yeah.
Awesome. All right, well, friend, I wanted to present you with some flowers.
I love gifts.
I wanted to give you your
Oh, I
flowers.
appreciate you.
You are
Look
an
at all
amazing
that.
man.
Beautiful. Thank you so
I
much.
really just appreciate you for just being a great friend, reliable, trustworthy, and just being phenomenal. Like, not only in my life, Leslie's life, and you show up more for me than my own family. So I just
You know I
really
got
love
it.
you. Yes, I appreciate that. And Just want to give you your flowers while you can smell them.
Thank you so much. Look, that's important. What we always say, you gotta let
Okay.
people know how
And
much they mean. So I definitely appreciate that.
you're
And you
welcome.
mean a lot to me too.
Thank you.
Thank you. I want to show the people.
Hey. Yes. Had to get red because that's your favorite color.
Yes,
But
yes, yes.
yes, I appreciate it. And is there anything else that you want to say or share to the world about your journey or
Um, I am a modest man, but I will say I am just always pushing myself creatively, right? So, I mean, like I said, we've been talking about podcast stuff. We talk
yes.
about books. We talk about, yes, I do music. And so I just feel like, for me, this is always something that I got to challenge myself with to get to the next level. So I don't think I'll ever be, really done with anything. I want to do more creative projects. I want to make more time and space for that. So I feel like within these next couple of years, I'll definitely be, hitting people with some of my creative expressions and all of that. But for now, just stay blessed, stay easy out here.
That's it. Oh, I do got one last question because you did bring up books,
Mm,
and I know you are an avid reader.
okay.
And so, if you can just share one book that was maybe life changing or you think would be helpful to
Mm.
the audience, and why you chose the book, I would appreciate it.
Hmm. So I got a few,
Okay.
but I think the one that the one that I really think opened my mind a lot and made me reflect and think and was really just one of those books that help you like grow with
Okay.
it. The Thinker's Way.
Okay.
Now I'm the worst when it comes to like authors.
Me too.
I just know the titles
Okay.
and I know the book, but it's
Okay.
called The
We're going to
Thinker's
put it on
Way.
the screen.
Right? Yeah, we'll find it. But it's called The Thinker's Way, and it's a book made about psychology of the mind
Hmm.
essentially, and kind of like our thinking patterns. So for me, I took a lot about how to navigate in life, dealing with other people, other personalities, with myself as far as um, how I communicate, how I think about stuff. Um, I think that's just something that like you don't notice it until it's called out, and then once you notice it, or once it's called out, and then you notice it, and then you can kind of adjust it. But I'll say the Thinker's Way definitely was one of the. It's a lengthy book. I think it's like 400 pages. I think, but it was one of those like I couldn't put it down because it
Okay.
just kept on intriguing me. And I was like,
Mm.
man, like this is really some provoking stuff. Like
Okay.
so, I say probably that one was a good one.
I love that. I think for me, it would be The Let Them Theory by Mel
Mm.
Robbins. And the biggest thing is like, let them. Like, I think we're so obsessed or in people business or in their lives or thinking that you can take the power and change situation. It's like, let them.
Like let them
Just
have it.
just let them have it. They got
Yeah, that's what I
it.
love to say. You
So
know?
yeah, let them. You got it. Like it's
Yeah.
okay, and it just takes the power back. And I think for me, I'm just in the season of letting people just do what they need to do and minding my business and bringing that power back into me and putting it into me.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't had any regrets since
Right.
because
Exactly.
I'm not like you. To your point at the beginning, you said I'm not going to let myself down.
Exactly.
So I'm taking the power back. So that book kind of just it put a theory to it. Like you said, I've already pretty much been just out the way, letting people have it.
But now I got confirmation to
Now
let
I
them
just it
have
was
it.
like, okay, this is now a tool. So if y'all
Uh huh.
we'll put the books on to just further because I know we need to read more. Okay.
Everybody, not listen to the books,
Yeah,
but read the
read.
books. Read the words on the
Yes.
pages like they used to do back in the olden ages, as Leslie would say, the
Yes.
1900s. Read the
Read
books
it.
because it's fundamental, and honestly, it's so many health benefits to it long term. My grandma is 86 years old, and she
Mm,
does word searches, and mine's sharp. I
yeah.
mean, mine is sharp, and I mean, you got people that's our age that can't even put together sentences and can't remember this from that. Like it's
Right.
really sad, but it's like no, reading just prolongs your phonics. Like you
Yeah.
gotta be mindful of that. So
Hmm.
definitely read.
Yes. All right, everybody. That is the end of episode 2 with my best friend, Isavier Guyton. Make sure you follow the Black Hall of Fame on YouTube and TikTok and listen to us on Apple Music. Thank you. Bye.